Salvete, and welcome to our Chapter 8 overview from Wheelock's Latin Grammar. In Chapter 8, we're going to take a look at third conjugation verbs. We're going to see the present, the future, and the imperfect tenses. So let's go ahead and get started. In third conjugation, the stem vowel is going to be short instead of long, as we've seen in the first and second conjugation. This is going to cause the accent to fall on the previous syllable, not on the stem vowel itself. So, for example, we'll have agere instead of agere. So for third conjugation, to form the base to which we add all of our endings, we're going to drop the entire ere to form our verbal stem. So instead of just dropping the re, we'll drop the entire ere. And we'll see why here in just a second. So here's our model verb for third conjugation, ago, agere, egi, actum. So we'll see what's going to happen is that stem vowel is going to change from an E into an I. So linguistically, because it's a short E, it becomes an I. So what we'll need to do, drop the entire ERE, and we'll add an I back to the verbal stem, except in first person singular and third person plural. So let's go through our paradigm. First person singular, ago, I lead. Second singular, agis, you lead. Third singular, agit, he, she, it leads. We go to plural. First plural, agimus, we lead. Second plural, agitus, you lead. And then third plural, agunt, they lead. When we get to the future tense for third conjugation, we're going to see they're markedly different from first-second conjugation. We're not going to add the bi infix to indicate that it's future tense. We're actually going to add an e back to the verbal stem, except in first person singular, and we'll add just the personal endings. So no bi infix for future tense for third conjugations. So let's go over our paradigm for ago, agere. First person singular in the future, agam, I shall lead. Second singular, ages, you will lead. Third singular, aget, he, she, or it will lead. We go to the plural. First plural, agemus, we shall lead. Second plural, agetis, you plural will lead. And then third plural, agent, they will lead. So again, it's the E that indicates that it's future in this case, not a bi infix. Fortunately, though, when we get to the imperfect, it again is stem plus ba plus endings for the imperfect. What we're going to have to do, though, since that short E is going to give us some problems, we need to, since we dropped the whole ERE from the infinitive to get the stem, we'll have to add a long E back to the stem, then add BA, then add the personal endings. So what we will end up with for the imperfect third conjugation for our model verb ago, agere, first person singular, agebam, I was leading. Second singular, agebas, you were leading. Third singular, agebat, he, she, or it was leading. First plural, agebamos, we were leading. Second plural, agebatis, you plural were leading. And then third plural, agebant, they were leading. So fortunately, imperfect's always very, very consistent. When we get to the formation of the imperatives for third conjugation, again, that short E is going to give us problems. So since we dropped the whole ERE to form our verbal stem, we need to add the E back for the imperative singular. So for our model verb, we get age, lead. To form the plural imperative, we add an ite to the stem. So agite, all of you lead. So in the singular imperative for third conjugation, we have an E. In the plural imperative for third conjugation, we have an ite. So E for singular, ite for plural. So just some things to take note of here. Remember, for first and second conjugation, it was very easy to memorize which ones were which. ARE always indicated first conjugation. Long ERE indicated second conjugation. We'll have to keep in mind that third conjugation ends in short ERE. So long ERE second, short ERE, third conjugation. So in the third conjugation, the E stem vowel changes to an I for the present. So that short E becomes an I in the present tense. For the future, it turns into a long E, not the BI infix we're used to for first, second conjugation. Imperfect, luckily, just like first and second conjugation, all we have to do is remember to add a long E back to the stem, then BA, then the endings. So third conjugation is probably the most troublesome of all 5 of the Latin conjugations just because of that short ERE. It's going to give us some issues. A few more notes on the formation of the imperative. There are 4 Latin verbs that have an irregular singular imperative. So the 4 verbs that we'll have to kind of keep in mind: duco, ducere, dico, dicere, facio, facere, and fero, fere. In the singular, we end up with duc for duco, ducere instead of duque. Dico, dicere, we end up with dic. Facio, facere, end up with fac. And fero, fere, we end up with fair. So always keep this in mind. There are 4 irregular singular imperatives. And an easy mnemonic device to memorize this is to keep in mind duc, dic, fac, and fair have an E that isn't there. So they lack an E in the singular imperatives. Their plural imperatives would be regular. Add a TE to the base. So that brings us to an end of our overview of Chapter 8 from Wheelock's Latin Grammar. In Chapter 9, we're going to look at demonstrative pronouns. Demonstratives point out where things are in relationship to the speaker. So until I see you again in Chapter 9, volete.